Hey everybody, my name is Brandon from thestocksnews.com, and today I want to talk about BlackBerry stock, ticker symbol BB. What I want to do first is go into Google and try and talk about the news that's surrounding BlackBerry stock and try and explain how that is helping the stock propel upwards to the moon. And then I want to go into the earnings report to talk about how BlackBerry is doing as a business. And then I want to go into the trading charts to try and find a level or two to buy BlackBerry stock if I want to buy BlackBerry stock. So now let's get started. So here we are in Google, and here's a 5-day look at BlackBerry stock. And as you can see, in about a week's time, we are up over 70% in just the past week. So, the question is always, why is BlackBerry driving its way to the moon right now? And if we scroll down here, we see that there's a lot of news headlines around BlackBerry stock right now. And these are actually very positive and what I think is driving BlackBerry upwards. The news articles really revolve around 3 themes. The first theme I want to talk about is EV partnerships. The second theme I want to talk about is deals with Amazon Web Services. And the last theme I want to talk about is patents. So this Yahoo Finance article talks a little bit about EV partnerships and the AWS deal. And this Market Insiders article talks a little bit about the patents. But what I'm going to do to talk about the EV partnerships and the AWS deal is I'm going to actually show you articles from BlackBerry's website and Amazon's website themselves. So here what you're looking at is the article from BlackBerry's website boasting about its partnership between DCA SV Auto and XPeng for better driving experiences. This is one of the older headlines that we'll be discussing, but the main point I want to make here is that it's not actually about the details of the partnership that's important for me. What's important to me is that BlackBerry is looking for new avenues of growth. This partnership is telling me that they are beginning to aggressively find new partners and new ways to apply BlackBerry's services to grow revenues and to reinvent BlackBerry's business. This is the main point of the story here for me, as well as the AWS deal that they made. So now you're looking at a snapshot of an article from Amazon Web Services' own website. And as you can see here, this is talking about the partnership between Amazon and BlackBerry's IV card technology. Now, I'm actually taking graduate courses at Harvard Extension School for Data Science, and just looking quickly at what they're talking about in this article, it gets me quite excited. The data science is really cool about what they're trying to do, and BlackBerry seems to be aggressively taking measures to branch out its business to these data sectors. Again, to me, it's not really the details of the deal that matter, even though BlackBerry is trying to position itself as a data company, but it is the point that BlackBerry is trying to find new partners and new ways to grow its business. The last thing I want to talk about here is the patents. So here is a screenshot from the Market Insiders article. There are really 2 big news stories about BlackBerry's patents. The first one is that their sale of 90 patents to Huawei, and then the second one is them actually winning a patent lawsuit against Facebook. So, I know intellectual property is at the heart of every business, but this is telling me that BlackBerry, a long-lasting legacy company, has a bunch of intellectual property that is still useful for today's technology. If they were able to release 90 patents in a sale, then they must have an incredible amount of confidence in the existing IP. Obviously, I don't have any specifics here, but my guess is that BlackBerry should be able to leverage this legacy knowledge and apply them to new business endeavors, which will help them grow revenues and eventually grow the business. So now that I've talked about the 3 news stories that I think is helping BlackBerry go up to the moon and climb 70% in about a week's time, now let's head on over to the earnings report so that we can talk about how BlackBerry is doing as a business. So here we are on BlackBerry's earnings report, and as we can see, the revenues, which is this line here, for year over year, we can see that we are actually dropping revenues year over year. This is the most recent quarter here, November 30th, 2020, and this quarter we made $218 million, whereas last year at the same quarter we made $267 million. So we are actually dropping revenues year over year. Later on in the earnings report, BlackBerry explains that this is due to impacts of the health crisis, which is, okay, I understand where they're coming from, but BlackBerry is mostly selling licenses and software at this point. It does concern me a little bit that even though this company was in a sector that wasn't hit as hard as other sectors, that they are seeing falling revenues even though other companies in the same sectors were able to adapt. Moving on here, the next point I want to make is about this cost of operations here. So if we look at this operating expenses line here, we see that we actually see a decrease of the core main expenses spending. So, normally this is a good thing. However, actually in this case, I would like to see BlackBerry spending more money, at least on the research and development area here. We've gone through the news of the new ambitions that BlackBerry is trying to take on, and it is actually a little concerning that I don't see them investing their own money into their own research. As a tech company, I would hope that they would invest in their own tech to stay at the leading edge of the curve. Because of that, this lack of spending year over year is actually not what I want to see, surprisingly. Surprisingly, I would actually want them to spend more money. But now I want to get into the little more concerning part of the earnings report year, and that is the accelerating operating loss. We can see that year over year, this current quarter, we lost $127 million. Last year, we only lost $29 million. So why is there such a big increase in operating loss? If we look at the operating expenses again, we see that there's another line that we missed in the previous section, which is this Debentures fair value adjustment. And as you can see, that is quite a hefty $95 million expense. So, what is this? Well, I think this is some funny math actually, and a quick Googling is that this is basically a payback of loans, if my Googling is correct. If I'm wrong, let me know, but the main point here is that we are opening the faucet for operating expenses to keep on growing. And this is not exactly what I want to see. For a company who is this mature, I think BlackBerry was founded in like the 1980s or something, I would want them to be making money. Now, I know that they are trying to reinvent themselves, and you have to pay for the moves into the EV space and the data space, but I would have hoped to see a stronger statement of operations and balance sheet for this company. So now that we've talked about the boring earnings report, let's head on over to the stock chart to see if we can find a level or two to buy BlackBerry if we want to buy BlackBerry. So here we are in BlackBerry's trading charts here, and as we can see, these past few days, we've been really taking the elevator upwards towards the moon here. And, these past couple days, we've been having massive volatility. Some of these days are like 20 to 30% swings from lows to highs. So this trade is definitely not for the faint of heart, to say the least. So as always, let's try and find some support and resistance levels in the stock chart here. So firstly, let's look to find very strong support levels, and the ones that I'm seeing is this one around this $8 to $8.50 level here, and this one down here from $6.75 to $7.25 down here. I like these levels because these are really the days where the amount of buyers matched the amount of sellers. This creates sort of like an equilibrium and a stabilizing effect for the stock price. I think if BlackBerry ever comes down to these levels again, I think that it'd be a good dip to buy. Now, you may say, Brandon, come on, there's no way BlackBerry will come down to $8 again, and I probably agree with you. But because we are seeing massive volatility swings right now, there could be a chance where we could come down intraday. However, a more realistic level of where I'm looking to step into BlackBerry, if I wanted to step into BlackBerry, is this 9 to 950 range here, or this 10 to 1050 range up here. Again, these are pretty weak support levels because they are only made from a couple days of trading data, but we did see BlackBerry stall out around those ranges, so we could see BlackBerry take another breather at these levels before continuing to run upwards. As always, I could be wrong and BlackBerry could come down as fast as it went up, but I'm not too convinced this will happen because of their business ambitions. That being said, let's look at the MACD here, and as we can see, the MACD is firmly in the positive. This is normally a bullish sign because that means that our short-term momentum, which is the blue line, is stronger than our long-term momentum, which is the orange line. But if we look at the RSI here, or the relative strength index, we can see that we are firmly in the overbought range. So this is normally a bearish sign for the stock, and a correction normally follows. We can look here that once the stock was in the overbought range, it hovered around this overbought range for a little bit before correcting back down into the neither overbought nor oversold range. Again, this is just a technical analysis. This is not hard science and it should not be taken as such. This is just something that investors look at to make them feel like they can predict the future price action of the stock based on past trends. So that was my review on BlackBerry stock. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or caught any mistakes, also drop me a comment down below. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching and I hope you have a great day.